Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is a video about one of the key topics within trading. So if you are somebody new starting up in trading, or even if you are a seasoned trader, you must have stumbled upon something called as risk management. Now, risk management essentially is the idea that due to market movements, there is a possibility of a potential capital loss, and it can be introduced by variety of factors. The market could be volatile, you could have poor diversification, you could have just selected a poor stock, or different leverages and stuff like that. So bunch of different things could go wrong when you think about risks in market. And essentially, that is exactly why we need to understand risk management. All right. So we're going to take a very introductory conversation and go through the concept. And then I also want to talk about something in Python because I always do. And that will help you understand how to think about risk management in a more granular way. So there's code, obviously. So two parts to the conversation. Let's dive in. So, risk management in trading refers to the idea that there can be loss, as I talked. So, there's two, three components that essentially are critical, right? One is the position sizing. Essentially, given the capital that you have, let's say you have 1 lakh rupees or $1,000, how many stocks do you end up buying? Which is how to decide how many should you buy, and that's a very simple thought, but most people don't follow a very well-defined approach, and this conversation should give you that well-defined approach. The couple of more things that are very, very important. The second is the stop loss conversation, which is, how do you have something which stops your loss? So some sort of an amount which can be triggered at a certain point. So, just controlling the loss. And then another conversation is something around take profit. So how do you book for profits and couple of scenarios. So we'll touch upon all of these topics. All right. Before I go any further, bunch of channel stuff. I am planning out a very exhaustive Python for finance conversation, introduction to Python and financial engineering. Please look out the description. Point one. Point two, there's a WhatsApp channel community, absolutely free of cost. Link is in the description. And point three, most importantly, I've recently started a member community, extremely low priced, where I intend to share all of the code in the future, share all of my analysis, which I do at a personal level, keep talking about algo trading, AI in finance, and bunch of stuff. So every discussion from this point in forward will be driven in the member community channel. So if you are somebody who's from a tech world and want to make money, or if you are a trader who wants to learn technology, that community or that membership is the place to go. Just hit and join that. All right. Cool. Let's get back to it. So why is position sizing important? I think consistency is definitely, it'll help you minimize unexpected losses and reduce the play of emotion, and be maximizing return, obviously. Now, so how do you determine the position side for something, right? So you need to determine your risk per trade. So let's say you're starting with a capital of X, or $1,000 or 1 lakh rupees. So how much risk are you willing to take, and how much capital are you okay in losing given a downward scenario? Obviously, profits are also something that you should think about deeply, and there's a risk reward ratio, but this is just a risk. So let's say you want a 1%, allocation of that. So you want to say that I'm okay given $1,000. I'm okay if my stocks, dip by 1% or 10%, whatever that number is. So the formula essentially becomes very, very simple. The position size is equal to the amount to risk divided by risk per share. So if you're willing to risk, let's say 1,000 rupees, which is 1% of your 1 lakh capital, and your stop loss is 20 per share, and stop loss would be essentially at which you want to sell that share, and it can be determined using a variety of techniques which we'll talk about in future. So the calculation becomes very simple, right? So the position size is, you have 1,000 rupees to lose, and you divide it by the stop loss, and then you get the number of shares. So that's the conceptual part of it. All right, let's hop on to take what is stop loss and profit take profit order. So stop losses are essentially simple as it says, stop loss. So these are, let's say something is, you purchase something at 1,000 rupees, and you want to say that at 1% loss, which is like 10 rupees, or sorry, yeah, 10 rupees. So something is at 1,000 rupees, at 1% is 10 rupees, right? 10 rupees, yeah. So at 10 rupees loss, you are want to sell it off. So that becomes your stop loss, which is to say that that becomes your absolute stop loss. So no matter where this the price heads, that stays at your stop loss. So 990, it will be sold. That's absolute stop loss, fixed stop loss essentially. The second type of stop loss can be a more trailing stop loss, so, right? So let's say that you start with something as a 1% and that percentage you want as a variable component. So क्या होगा कि your price is moving up. So from 1000 to it moved to 1100. But if your stop loss is still 990, there's a very large, delta to cover, right? And let's say you keep moving your stop loss up proportionately depending on the risk reward you are doing. So if your stop loss is moving along with the price, that's a trailing stop loss. Variety of techniques to calculate trailing stop losses. We'll not get into this right now. Some random thoughts. Super trend is a very, very popular way to use and calculate stop losses. Some people use fast moving averages, like, and add a couple of little bit more complexity to it. You can have AI driven forecasts, which can be your stop losses. You can look at previous day buy sell ranges, pressures, bunch of different stuff, volume profile, and stuff like that. So yeah, stop loss is a more different discussion. We'll get into that, but that's the fundamental concept. Okay, so let's hop over to the code. Again, I'm showing all of this code right now here. I'm going to run this live. This is not my regular editor, so bear with me. This is Visual Studio Code. I don't know if Zoom works. So yeah, probably this is something to be taken care later. But essentially, what I have is there are two functions. So the first function is about calculating the position size. So basically the same amount that I have. So if you look at it, there are a couple of parameters. So you define, which is def, you define a function which is calculate position size, account balance, risk percentage, entry price, stop loss price, and that's an integer, right? So you calculate the risk amount per trade, which is account balance multiplied by the percentage, and then you risk per share, which is entry price minus stop loss price. So how much risk you're willing to take. And the position size, as we talked about, will be determined. And finally, it can return. So let's say you started with a 100,000 or 1 lakh, and your risk percentage is 1, your entry price is 200, and your stop loss is 180. It will give you that you should buy about some 50 shares here. So if you change a bunch of parameter, let's say I change the stop this to 5, so it will just give you more, number of risk percentage is higher, so you can buy literally more stocks. So that's how it varies, and this gives you a numerical way. So even if you have a portfolio, or if you have a single stock that you're trying to trade, you can add and attribute different risk percentages to different part of it, depending on if you're looking at different time windows and stuff like that. So variety of parameters to play with, but this is a basic math as to how you calculate. And next, what I have is a bunch of simulations running. So basically, what I'm trying to do is just run some simulations based on a simple price of movement, and you're going to simulate the order and see the differences as to how stop losses are getting calculated. All right. So I'll go step by step for all of this. So the first is a class, and this is an object-oriented programming concept called class, where you have multiple functions inside. And again, we'll touch upon all of these if you're interested in the community and be in the course. So yeah, please don't backlash कि भाई course sell कर रहा है, वो intent नहीं है. पैसे थोड़े तो बनने चाहिए. So define init. Init is a default method. Basically, the init method initializes an instance of the trading order class, and then you have all the parameters here. So the first is the entry price, which is the price at which you buy something. Then you have the stop loss. Then you have take profit. Then you have trailing loss, and a bunch of different parameters here. There's couple of methods like update price, which basically just keeps the movement intact. It takes the current price and input and checks the position if it should be closed based on the take profit or either the stop loss. So it's basically updating prices. Then the check profit function, and then the stop loss function, and then the trailing stop loss function. And there's a simple way of calculating trailing stop loss, and finally simulation of trading. So in here, what I've done in a simple as trailing stop loss is that if the current price exceeds the highest price recorded since the position was open, the highest price is updated, and then the stop loss is adjusted to the trail the new highest price. So it's a very simple movement based method. I'm just referring to my notes here at the same time. And it also updates the lowest price if the current price is lower than the previously recorded price. So essentially looking at the movement. One simple way to look at it is if the price has moved from 100 to 105, you just come back and update your stop loss and keep doing a bunch of that. The simulation is just running it in a loop. So I'll just run and submit this. So if you see, what's happening is, current price is 102, new high prices. And here the price data is this: trailing take profit is 110 and stop loss is 95. This is the starting value at which I run, and we are calculating it at different prices. So for 100, these are the values, which is 95. And but for rest, we'll see how it changes. So for 102 price movement, the trailing stop loss got updated to 97 basis the same formulas we talked. For 105, it went to 100. The price went further up, then it stop loss updated to 102, 106, 108, 109. And you can see the stop loss is, varying per scenario, etc., etc. So I can change a bunch of these numbers and it'll give me something. I think that it should have printed few more parameters. I think I'm just not scrolling it right. I don't know why it did not print anything after 111. I'll have to check. So yeah, that's how you can generate some simulations. So using this, you can determine what could be, if you want to go fixed, you can determine what could be a average stop loss calculation and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the essentially the summary in this video. So to recap, what did we talk about? We touched upon risk management, and this couple of concepts we touched upon: A, position sizing, how do you determine the right positions, and B, how do you add stop loss and take profit and generate some bunch of simulations. Finally, just a simple note like around diversification and hedging. We'll talk about this in future. I think these are also interesting ways and important ways to reduce the risk. So it's very important that you understand the concept of diversification, and it's a huge topic. Diversification can be across stocks, across sectors, across different asset class, across different kind of instrument categories, across geographies, across markets, bunch of different ways to diversify. Hedging is another way to look at it. Like, so hedging is, a way of looking at insurance. So if you're buying something, let's say you buy a stock and you correspondingly go and buy an option for it. So that's a little advanced concept, which we'll talk about in the future. So hedging is also a very important parameter when you get into risk management conversations. Different matrices that you can look at. I'm not going to get into detail about all of this, but you have volatility, you have value at risk, you have beta, drawdowns, Sharpe ratios, risk reward ratios. And if you we start chasing ratios, अनंत काल तक खत्म नहीं होगा. बहुत सारे ratios है financial market में. I don't think we need to spend time around studying all of them. Just converge on a bunch of them and you'll be good. So yeah, we'll do more deeper videos on hedging, and if you're interested, diversification as well. Would love to share how I have personally diversified, though I think I've done a very poor job at diversification in my own portfolio. All right. So that's it. I thought this video will be smaller, like 5-6 minutes, but it seems like I've ended up talking for 14 minutes. But if you have liked the conversation, if you are interested in more of these conversation, hit the like, subscribe my channel, share it, put in more comments, and please do join the member community. It will mean a lot to me. It might be a very small contribution, but it could help towards making more and better videos, improving the quality of videos, doing more deeper research, actually going and buying some of the data we need to do some of the research. All right, stay tuned, keep trading, keep investing. पैसे बनाते रहो. Bye bye.